three-pointer. He has 10, and it's a 14-point Murray State lead. Looking to move on to the second round of the NIT, where they would face the Tulsa Golden Hurricane in the second round. Here's Moss off the mark. Sapp gets it back. Speaking of speedy point guards in Connecticut, up in the air right now whether Ryan Boatwright's going to see action in that game for Kevin Ollie.
Well, that would obviously be a huge blow for the Huskies not to have the playmaker and leader on the floor.
We were both in Puerto Rico at the start of this year at the Tip-Off Classic there. We watched Ryan Boatwright lead his UConn Huskies all the way to the finals of that. Here's Payne from the wing, short. Marcus. Not only that, but we're playing with a 30-second shot clock in the NIT this year, experimenting with getting more possessions for each team. Murray State, and the lead is down to 10 for Murray State.
That was an allowable hang on the rim. He was going so fast. Oh, you don't do the all-out pull-up. I say you let him hang for a little bit.
If he did that, Tim Floyd might have thrown his jacket down to the ground again.
And then it would have been on, off, on, and back off.
There's a three. Corner three, no good, but Williams tracks down again.
And then it would have been on, and back off.
There's a three. Corner three, no good, but Williams tracks it down. Moss will try. Off to the left. Another offensive board. Williams had it blocked that time. A lot of people call the Atlanta Hawks the San Antonio Spurs of the Eastern Conference now.
They're definitely doing it without key stars. The only thing about comparing them to the Spurs is Tim Duncan's the best at his position of all time. They've got a couple other guys that might end up in the Hall of Fame. They're not without stars.
Explosive tool for Tim Floyd. UTEP has its largest lead at 10.
Knocking down threes, boy. They're doing a great job in three-point land last 2 days.
Day 12 in the only regular season meeting against Middle Tennessee State and El Paso at the end of January.
The weakness of the mine is the backcourt. You got to pressure them.
Jones, curate steps his way to the hoop. That's
people in the NBA love his size, his ability to handle the ball. But when he knocks that shot down, he really is a player that I think is a can't-miss player at the next level. He's been such an unselfish player his whole career, and Tim Floyd would love him to get going.
Wow, how about that rotation on the floor to make sure he was okay?
And that's the same shot he hit before, but I thought that was a tough shot last time. This time even tougher. But you've got to give FIU credit. They're there.
Wow. Somehow.
I don't know if I even shoot a jump shot right now if I'm UTEP. I just keep driving it to the rim.
I agree.
And if I'm La Tech, I now want to try to see if I can get something. Right now, you're looking like they're possibly going to play a little triangle and two action.
Washington.
Up. What will they come up with this time to slow down UAB?
And now they're in the box and one. So they got one defender on Nick Norton down here in the corner. Right down here. And then the other four guys playing a zone.
Baxter in too tight.
10 turnovers in the ball game for UTEP.
Both these guys, you talk about coaches. Open three.
You can't leave him open. Misses the shot.
Some other guys open, and that's pretty good philosophy against a boxing one. You can't count on the guy being guarded to give you the shots. You're going to have to find different guys and take advantage. I like what Brooks Thompson done defensively against one of the premier players in Conference USA. Here you see again the boxing one. Just watch Harris just shadowing Lewis, not making it easy for him to get open or get any touches.
Wilson launches the three-pointer. Rebound snatched away by Phillip Jones.
And then he dropped the ball, lost control, but he got it back in his hands and knew what to do with it on the finish. You know, Jeremy Hill's been a little quiet too, Dave, and they're going to have to find a way to get him back in it. So he's going to have to be active and see if he can be aggressive and either get to the foul line or get some shots up. He just hasn't been part of the offense so far.
Wilson finds him open for a three from the corner. And Hunter
three.
C.J. Cooper, 5th all-time in minor history. For career three-pointers, that was number 132. The biggest lead of the game, now up to 6 for the Miners at 19-13.
Yeah, still in the box and still shadowing Lewis. Now you got a wide-open Lewis on the other side, and that's what you have. C.J. Cooper playing defense on Bowie, and they decided to take Bowie out of the game. So each time down the floor, a different player. And that's a smart move because Bowie's coming off also another very good game. And they're taking him out of the equation.
Jeremy Hill, 4 quick early points and nothing since then. Drives past Ben and is fouled on the rim.
Again, boxing one. Bowie getting defended by Cooper, face guarding. Being denied. If he does catch the ball and look to have him double, get it back out of his hands. But he's just simply face guarding Bowie, making sure Bowie is not going to be the guy that beats him.
Gino Little's back into the game. Hill for 3.
And they've got that zone, extending that defense to the top right now. Now they're going back to the box concept. They do not want Lewis to touch the ball in this final possession. You're watching Morris just guard him and face guard him, not allow him to make this last play for his team because he's so good at making that last play.
Littles sitting down. He gets his own rebound and over to Sherman. 1 second. Sherman once more and turn to the game. UTSA extending the possession with the offensive board. And Jeremy Hill getting a rest throughout that last time out. Be ready to check back in next that ball game.
Well, Ben Hooper's in the game now, giving them a rest and see if he can make a difference. But UTSA's got to take care of the basketball.
Phillip Jones looks.
Getting these fans into it. They're getting riled up. Tough call there. Bang, bang call. Got to keep playing.
Great ball movement.
UTEP staying in the box and one.
Pangaya denied by the iron. Dipsy-do.
Sign on the court. And they're so big, they can just throw it over top. They can see in those little guards. After the ball goes around the perimeter so many times, there's only so many times they're going to stop it. And then they just use their athleticism and their size after that.
Aaron Brown outsized a bit. On the lead for Houston. Banks it in.
Cooper shoots 29 from three-point range. Made one in the first half, has missed every one since then. I think they need to get a different shot than that against the zone. You can probe the interior.
Clayton missed it point blank. Wow.
And a half, 35-29. Washington out front. They stay in the box and one. Right side to Bryson White. Now to Washington. Down the middle to Hicks. Hicks to Washington. A long high arc three doesn't go. Bohannon's got the rebound.
Great passer, J-Bo is.
Miners by 10. First double-digit lead at 39-29. Box and one. Out front, it's White. Now to Hicks, back to White. White shoots a three out front, way off target, but it's chased down right up. West played the entire 45 minutes last night in Waco for the Demons.
What an athlete. He's not tired. That was just a warm-up.
All right, here's White with it across the head of the key. White one-on-one with Washburn. Now pulls up and shoots left side.
See right now, unlike the other night, which they did not.
Bryson White has it. White veers toward the right wing side. Underneath to a wide open man, and then out of nowhere. Harris left side to Bryson White. Miners are in again, looks like a box and one, and they're guarding Jalen West. All right, right side it comes to King. Now to White. Left corner, Dadrian Harris shoots a three. Off the back rim, Crosby go. West with it, out front to Woodley. Left side now, it comes into the corner to Killian. Now to White to Killian. Killian to White. White comes toward the foul line. White to Jalen West. Shot clock is at 10. West comes left side. West into the corner. Killian for three. Short. Rebound. Mackenzie Moore points out tonight, has not scored. He had made a three in all 9 games in which he had played for the Miners, and dating back to last year at Eastern Washington, 21 in a row. Crosguile is the one defending West in the box and one presently. And it comes right side to Woodley. Corner of the key to Hicks, comes down the middle, tries to throw a backhanded pass. It doesn't.
Right, and then they're going to try to cover it gives you a little bit better coverage on the other guys. A great pass.
Mackenzie Moore with second foul on John Bohannon, so he takes a seat over on Tim Floyd's bench.
Now we're seeing a little box and one out of UTEP. Mackenzie Moore chasing Marble. So we've seen 3 defenses out of UTEP already. Hopefully this one will be a little bit more effective than the first 2.
It's on 3 of 3. It's perfect from the floor. So it's a 9-point lead as Iowa attacks again. Cross court. Clemens lets it go. So here come the Hawkeyes. Jared Utah on the floor now. Zach McCabe, who can't shoot that.
Reversing, changing directions. It also will slow down that transition game a little bit.
Wilms with the bucket. They go back to that box in one. Gazelle guarded in the man-to-man. Everybody else in the zone.
Turn it up, and they have not done that.
Mackenzie Moore face guarding Jordan McRae now.
Now they're going to screen for him. But not a very good screen.
It's like a box and one now, Stan.
Thompson group coming out of Detroit.
But if you're McRae and you're facing either the box and one or the triangle and two all night, you get really tired of.
Just over a minute in. Nick Rutherford, front court left across the timeline, straight on top of the key. FAU has lost 7 of its last 8 games at home. It has puzzled head coach Michael Curry, especially considering Florida Atlantic has won 4 of 5 away from Boca Raton. They also have the 3rd best road record in Conference USA. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Fisher, right baseline jumper off the window. Another that freed Wilms for the easy 5-foot hook. 4-2 UTEP on top, just over 2 minutes expired here at the Borough. FAU with a win tonight and a North Texas loss of Louisiana Tech will clinch a spot in the Conference USA tournament. Here's Pfister in the lane, short range pass along the right baseline to Silla, tried to go up. Wilms rejected him. It's a rebound from Team Tall Silla for FAU. Rutherford into the front court, finds Ingram in the right corner. He goes right back to Rutherford, and FAU resets. Now Ingram's going to pop a three off a return pass from Rutherford. 6-5. 16:39 and ticking. Opening half still very early on here in Boca Raton. High right, here's Trautman, his first touch on offense on Florida Atlantic's fourth possession. Ingram, nice pass underneath to Rutherford. Wilms made contact with him underneath the... Get back and churning again. Adonis Filer running the point for FAU. High right, he's guarded by Artis. Filer throws it right corner. Ingram now to the post. Delp to catch low right. Brock spins baseline and he cans a 5-foot turnaround. UTEP leads once again by 3. 6 minutes gone in the second half. Here's Silla, right corner three. That's well short. And Artis, the UTEP rebound. Matching the largest lead of the night for UTEP with 8.5 minutes left to go. Florida Atlantic needs a basket. FAU's offense has looked a bit slow. Neely, left corner, doesn't take a three. Instead makes his way left of the lane, and Neely's going to have to give it up to Filer in the center circle. 6 to shoot. Filer, top of the key, stutter step, got inside, scoops to the rim with the right hand. No, that tips.
The look on Tony Benford's face, hey, if we're going to win this game, guys, we can't be having these over and back. And this is going to be a charge.
Omega Harris giving some direction as the Blue Raiders 5 for 9 in this second half from the floor, but UTEP 5 for 10.
Now they're in a little box and one with face guarding Giddy Potts, Trey Touchette. Look at the box and one again. Giddy Potts will not be in this play at all. Somebody else is going to have to make a play. Now they're setting screens up top. Somebody's going to have to make a shot. Antoine Johnson. You get the crowd, you get that enthusiasm, and then sometimes it deflates the opposing team. And you look at MTSU, they look a little bit confused right now with Giddy Potts, their big score, but a great execution of a play right there. And like Gambo, the Miners use, got an open shot, they're just not a good three-point shooting team, unfortunately.
Under 10 minutes to go here. Dixon from the corner.
That defense will be very important. May get some fouls as the game progresses.
UAB goes about 10 deep these days. Rob Eson told us at shoot-around today that this is probably the road. Face him up and shoot the jumper, but against a bigger guy like Coakley, that sweeping quick hook.
You're right, and Lee and Mohinty not in the game right now, so they need to go to him every single time to take advantage of that. Can't let him get over that right. It happens with defense. Defense sparks the transition, and that's why they need easy points to get this crowd into the game.
Offensive.
A floater. Koki committed.
Baseline J. Thomas the weak side for
on both sides right now, John.
Rebounding has been contained of late. Coakley into a double. Beasley had a shot blocked by a nearly. Has been contained of late. Coakley into a double. Beasley had a shot blocked by a nearly flat-footed Wilms.
Yeah, he used to get that ball in the perimeter, in the teeth of the defense, and fan it opposite and get open shots for the players.
On 1-2, one of the worst shots in college floor, and they do it in the classroom.
I love that. You can tell guys like that. I don't know if I was all academic, but we always end up being coaches at the end of the day.
Great anticipation. Omega Harris up.
If he had made that layup, but sloppy play by UAB. Harris, Watts not in the game right now. This is that lineup with Lavender in that Coach Eson was talking about why they struggled at times.
Good cut.
Lavender banks. And as the game stays closer, when you're at home, they're your rims. UTEP's getting more and more confident. They see they can turn UAB over. This game has a making of being a little barn burner down the end.
Thomas have even an imprint on this game. They got the crowd up into it, and they've done it with their defensive intensity. They've roared back from down 11. Can they get a stop and take a lead on the preseason favorite in Conference USA?
We got four guys. Look, four guys in the lane to discourage Copley.
3 on UTEP. 1 timeout left for the defending regular season champion Blazers. A guard-to-guard game.
Ram rebounds to basketball. He's a good piece moving forward for the Miners.
Both these coaches really exciting about the recruiting classes coming up for next year. McGee, not sure if that was a pass to Lawson or not.
It's from the three-point line.
Top of the broadcast, we talked about some of the players that Tim Floyd has lost, that they'd be a complete different team. Go over some of those guys right after this shot, and
little dance on the left wing, creating enough space to raise up and knock down a jump shot. Miners pull within 15.
Mambia playing the points. Never played the point before. Thomas coming off the screen. That's a
See Mackenzie Moore, number 13, all over Dorian Green, face guarding him, and then the other 4 guys are playing a 2-2 zone.
Iverson and Lang remain on the bench with 2 fouls apiece.
So Tim Floyd is telling his friend Larry Eustace, you're going to play without your point guard.
Four on the shot clock. Smith, fade away. Can't hit.
Very athletic. He's got long arms. He can keep the ball away from you if that's all he has to concentrate on.
Bejarano dumps it down low to Hornung.
Colorado State team, Smith, Iverson, Hornung, very, very tough. They obviously are the story in this game.
Green has the ball, dribbles to the free throw line, kick out to Octius. Had the 3, didn't take it. Dribbles back up top to Green for 3. Off the front of the rim, Green now 0 for... Back to a 1-point game, 5 minutes to go.
That's not smart. Boxing 1, this time on Eichmeyer. Mackenzie Moore
Green for three. It's good.
It's not a great shot.
Iverson down low. Mackenzie Moore closes him out. And now Colorado State will take its time. 1:40 to go.
I know where I'd throw it if I were them. Get it to that big 45. Spread it out. Get him on the box. He's got Mackenzie Moore on him now.
Bejarano for three. In and out. Bohannon.
It just looks like he's got a little more spoke to him, a little more speed. And this triangle, too, has hurt Oregon in the half court. Look at that. Just out of
throwback to the 80s tonight. With these uniforms, different shade of blue. A little bit darker these days now.
And, you know, Dotson and Artis, they're going to have to make some shots because they're going to have them. They're playing the boxing one on Singler. And it is a face guard. You guys, this is Streeter. Look at Streeter is face guarding Singler everywhere. And
they're on the rebound. 6:30 here left in the first half. 27-18, the lead for the Miners.
I just saw some out of Washburn's not left-handed, is he? He shot that free throw left. Look how Streeter's guarding Singler. He's got his head in his chest. It's unbelievable. I love watching. We used to do it a lot. I thought it was good defense, to be honest with you.
It's been so much fun to watch him almost get carried away and not watch the ball.
Well, Streeter certainly is getting carried away like he's supposed to. That's a good pass.
Threading the needle, Emery. Happy holidays, everybody. From everybody here at CBS Sports Network. Hope you're enjoying the hoops we're bringing you for your gifts.
And whereas the other night I thought they used the triangle and two more often, tonight definitely the boxing one has been used much more often. And they're still in it. Now they have a different guy. Now they have Cooper.
Washburn, the freshman from Grand Prairie, Texas, for two. Miners doubling them up in the paint. About 30% from the floor shooting for Oregon. And the Miners up near 50 here in the first half.
His sponsor come to us before the game and say that's not how you pronounce it.
He really wanted a Kazumi, but Todd Miles, who on the job, who literally hit the ground running. When we saw him there in Vegas, he was 3 days on the job. Said he's gotten some tweets and emails that we're pronouncing it wrong. But we're going with the wishes of the fellow countryman. We do understand that it's been Kazemi a lot.
Well, who's his guardian? That's the reason why.
72-71. And a team that averages under 60 points a game at 56.7.
Boxing one now on Dotson. Tim Floyd done a great job of mixing these defenses up. And Artis is a little confused now.
Under 10 on the shot clock. Artis works it around. And 7. And the Miners with a 4-point lead here in the third overtime. Ten to shoot. Doing just that, Artis Monday night.
He's playing a lot tougher tonight than he played on Monday.
Something about him, it still seems to be a little bit of an adventure every time he touches the ball. Makes it interesting, building the drama here at the DHC for this hometown crowd. Nearing 3 minutes left in the third OT.
You know, their offense has really been stagnant all day, and that's one thing that Dana Altman's teams aren't, is stagnant, and that's a great pass.
Artis to Wood.
That's incredible.
0 for 1 prior to this week. He hit one against UNLV as the shot clock ticked down. This one the same, but it's in triple overtime and gives his Miners a 4-point lead. Long three ball, Artis, no. Flying Emery, and it's 101 in his career. And he came off the bench with a whole lot of jazz and hits a big 2 free throws right there. The lead is 5 at 86-81. now go under 120. Left here in the third OT. Floyd, 3-ball. Got to put it together in back-to-back games. It would be huge if he can go double digits tonight.
And here's what Tim Floyd likes to do. They call it jump defenses. He starts out in a boxing one on Anthony Marshall. Very interesting move. Tim Floyd will also play trying him the ball, though, in this boxing one, without a doubt.
Anthony
Shot goes up and box him out. As this crew is, this is a great crew. Now we got the boxing one again. The boxing one is most effective when Marshall gives the ball up to not allow him to get it back. And that time, Connor took rounds.
Can't seem to get over that 6, 7, 8 hump, though.
No.
They need a big stop here on the defensive end. Under 10 to shoot. Try to feed it down to Thomas, and there's your stop.
Footer ended up being a 14-footer. That was not a good shot. Now we're seeing that boxing one again on Anthony Marshall.
Bennett had it stripped away. From behind, Streeter. Lancaster making some noise.
Well, not a three-point shooter. Yeah, it's the first one he made this year. It's only the second one he's taken. So obviously not his strength. That was a huge shot.
Trying to answer. Other end. Bam. Right.
Right from the opening tip. Yeah, we're well on our way to that. And really, Florida Atlantic hasn't had any real high percentage shots in their first 8 possessions. Trap working off a pick. Almost threw it away. And the one thing that's starting guys all the similar size is that any kind of exchange, whether it's a screen or an exchange,
and they are rightfully very proud of it, and they should be. All-star inside, good movement, wide open shot, McNeil off the back iron. Western Kentucky's gone
to press if you're UTEP. However, UTEP now has got a couple of guys in the game, you know, that really don't have that quicker feet, so maybe that's why they didn't press that time.
Western Kentucky jumped out to an 8-0 start. And that one spins out. Their lead now 2, and you
official every night. But you know what? They set the standards. The coaches said, we want more fouls called. We want more freedom of motion. And it's not happening here in the second half. There's a lot of bumping going on both sides.
Simpson for 3, too short.
On the court. So now
Here's Callison settling things in. Under 11 minutes to go here. Hawkinson, who already has his 5th double-double of the year, holding the basketball. Gets it to Q Johnson. Suggs open for 3 in front of his own bench off the mark. It's over.
Open the old wounds. I know that bench. We were there in the Elite 8, 1997. We're playing Arizona to go to the Final Four, and we had 2 shots. No good. Overtime. I only worry about that about every 4 days. I think about that. You put a couple of pains. It's okay. I've had a bad decade, and the decade just got worse.
I like the Final 5 T-shirts you got made up, though. Those are great.
No, there's a, at the top, studio host, silent reporter, analyst.
A star point guard at St. Olaf College in Minnesota.
Yeah, very cerebral. She only shot when she had it, which was a good point.
Into the corner, Dixon trying to shoot it. With a nice box out on Williams. Artis and Harris have scored only 5 combined for UTEP.
look for some type of ball screen. Jersey's got to go.
That shot shouldn't count.